Hi everyone, welcome on Money. I am Mark, and today I will have the pleasure to talk about Brascan Gold, a gold exploration company. And with me, I will have Balbir Johal, the director of the company. How are you, Balbir?
Fantastic.
Perfect. Could you tell us more about the company? What is Brascan Gold?
Well, Brascan Gold, the name is actually a very famous company in the past called Brascan in the 1970s. It changed its name to Brookfield Assets.
Okay.
And I got that company name because, we endeavor to build a very big company in gold and gold production. And so Bras means Brazil.
Okay.
That means Canada, and we are in both countries and that province. We're both in Canada
Okay.
and Brazil.
And when was the company created?
Yeah, the company was incorporated, started in early 2021.
Okay.
And we put together a really good team and raised about $600,000. And our first project is in British Columbia that we went public on October 12th.
Okay.
And to add further, there's been many news releases on activities and acquisitions that we've made, two in Newfoundland and one in Brazil.
Okay, perfect. Just if I may, we're gonna do each part because I think all of your projects are very interesting. So first, could you talk more about your Newfoundland and British Columbia projects? You know, the characteristic, this type of thing.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Newfoundland. I mean, Newfoundland is experiencing a modern day gold rush.
Okay.
30 or 40 companies already in the province, and several $100 million are being spent to look for minerals, particularly gold and copper. A company called Newfoundland Gold, which trades over $1 billion market cap, is the leader.
Okay.
And we are there because we have a fantastic technical team. In there, we have a Dr. Derek Wilton, who teaches at the Memorial University, and he's acting as a consultant to look at our properties that are presented to the company. We made an option on two, one called the Black Cat Gold Property,
Okay.
and one called the Middle Arm Gold Property, and they're both in an area of the northern region of Newfoundland called Baie Verte Resource, Baie Verte. And the town of Baie Verte, that area is very developed. They have a port, they have infrastructure, they have water, electricity, and a very skilled labor force. And I believe that that is the area when a major discovery is made, that an actual mine is going to be constructed. And Noranda was there 40 years ago, and it's an ideal location. And we're holding our Newfoundland properties in a subsidiary of Brascan Gold called Baie Verte Resources. And we're holding the two Newfoundland assets in that company. And we are starting two exploration programs in the new year.
Okay.
To look for gold.
So this is just this side for just Newfoundland, right?
Yeah, the
Okay.
British Columbia property, it is more of a SEDEX property. It's not gold. We are doing some work on it, but the company is now starting to emphasize gold more so, and we're going to see how that has other minerals, lead and zinc, and it has a lot of potential as well, but we'll find out from the recent exploration program that we've done whether we're going to continue with that. But our mandate is gold,
Mm-hmm.
gold, because we believe gold will be at higher prices. At least we believe that next year. So timing's everything, and Brascan Gold is going to continue to develop in the gold space.
Okay, I see. Because yeah, honestly, I would say it's the new gold rush in Canada, and I think what something that is very interesting is like if you look at the price of gold, is currently very cheap, right?
I agree with you.
Uh-huh.
A lot of experts are saying, like Sprott and other experts are saying that gold around 1780, 1800 is exceptionally cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening in the world with inflation, the devaluation of money, cryptocurrency on the rise,
Mm-hmm.
fiat, paper currency, getting less and less valuable every day. One
Yeah,
thing
for
about
sure.
gold, the prices have been stable for 4,000 years. So if you live in an age of uncertainty, you want stability. And the best stability, quite frankly, is to own gold.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you look at the price of gold, even if something went up and down, but still like through decades or like through centuries, like the safest value ever considered is gold.
It's
And
constant. The value is constant.
definitely. And
Yes.
I just would like to jump back on the fact you said you were incorporated in 2021, and I was checking you did you appear on October the 14th, if I'm not wrong.
We listed, when we listed,
Yeah, when you listed.
yeah, the company listed on October 13th, I believe. It was officially, notice was given that it was going to trade that day. Since that day until now, we've acquired 3 major properties,
Okay.
and one really good property in Brazil, where right now our
Okay,
top
perfect.
geologist is on site looking at the property, and we should have some news out in the new year as
Okay.
to what's happening there, the programs that we are going to run in January.
And so, why Brazil? Why this specific location? How did you choose this one?
So here's how the company looks at it. Newfoundland's experienced a gold rush. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the thing is, there hasn't been any super major discoveries or mines in Newfoundland, but that's going to happen in the future. But Newfoundland is still very small. Now Brazil has 270 million people population,
Okay.
the 6th, 7th largest economy in the world. It has a very robust mining industry, and no company has ever been expropriated or whatever. So the jurisdiction is really good. Anglo America is there, Kinross is there, all the major companies are there.
Okay.
If anything, mining is flourishing in Brazil. Brazil's problem is they're facing difficult economic times right now,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore it's a real good opportunity to get into Brazil, because our Canadian currency goes a lot further down there in terms of exploration and development. Also, there's high unemployment, and we have access to labor at very
Okay.
reasonable prices. And the gold opportunities there are very advanced. We're looking at properties that not only could there be multi-million ounce gold
Okay.
on it potentially, but also that there's enough gold in the ground that might be economic to actually build a plant or a small mine that could throw off several $1,000,000 a year of profit. And so
Okay.
we expect in Brazil to become a gold producer in 2022. And we will be exploring to discover fairly substantial gold resources of at least 1,000,000 ounces plus. And any properties that we look at has to have that characteristic: big blue sky, 1,000,000 ounce plus potential, but
Okay.
also the potential to build a mine economically that will throw off free cash flow and profits. And we feel that we have the team to do that.
Okay, and so for this acquisition of project, you raise a private placement, right? Could you talk more about it, the specific numbers of this private placement, how much you raised and how you did it?
Yeah, so there's, well, 16.6 million shares out, which is a very low capitalization for a junior stock. We last traded at 60 cents. Our market cap was around $9-10 million. We announced on the 13th or 14th of October to sell 8 million units of units, combining a share and a warrant, half warrant, at 30 cents per unit. That is to raise $2.4 million. Well, we're well on the way of doing that. Over 50% has been done in December, and the rest is going to get done in January. That's number one. So we have $2.4 million. And what the company decided is also to raise flow-through money. And we've raised at least $600,000 already this month. And that money is going to go for exploration on the Black Cat Gold Property and the Middle Arm Gold Property. And the beauty of Canada is that people can get a tax shelter, so they're willing to pay a higher price per stock because they're going to get a tax break. And then that money, you know, you can't spend anything else but exploration. So that money goes into the ground. It employs people in Newfoundland, and a lot of flow-through dollars, hundreds of millions of flow-through dollars are going into Newfoundland right now. Now, on the other hand, the 2.4 million we're about to finish the raise on, I think it's going to be oversubscribed, by the way.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we could maybe get 3 million. I don't know. But I've got a big order in January for a million shares from one brokerage. So it's going to sell very well. Now, that money we're going to focus on Brazil, the Alegre Gold Property, whereby senior geologist there right now, and that's very promising to delineate our resource. I just talked to him a few minutes ago. He just came back from Brazil, and he says there are these pits with these Gaimperos, and they are making, well, they're pulling out about $3 million worth of gold, and they're only 50, 60 meters deep. Underneath that could be hard rock with even higher grades and huge potential. So we are putting together a plan to do some airborne and this and that to see where the opportunities are. And then after that, we plan to do a major drill program and hopefully hit gold below the 60-meter mark. And this can be very common. You basically find gold underneath where there's gold on the surface. And this area goes for 7.5 kilometers. There's gold on the surface for 7.5 kilometers. So we have a lot of areas. This is going to be initial drilling, but more drilling will be done if we have positive results. And we could have an industrial size gold resource. And that's what we think we have there. And we have the top people in Brazil working with us. CBM is a company that we optioned it from. It has top-notch people. They also work for Lipari Diamond Company, which is the largest diamond company in South America, run by Ken Johnson. And that means that we have people on the ground. Their diamond property is 30 minutes from this gold property. So we have all the people, boots on the ground, top geologists, and everything to develop that Alegre gold deposit. So we're really excited about that.
Oh, it sounds good, you know. Like on the way, when I see how positive you are to talk about this project in Brazil, you know, you make me want you to go there and try to dig gold myself. But so
great place to go, by the way. I went to the World Cup in Rio de Janeiro, so I'm in Brazil.
It should be awesome to be there in these specific times for sure.
Yes.
And so, could you talk about your with the private placement you did, and the new exploration you are currently doing in Brazil? Could you talk about your balance sheet? Do you have any debt? What's the burn rate for the exploration?
Yeah, our burn rate is quite low. My background is I'm a securities lawyer. I just retired in 2014, and so we have assembled a great team of professionals, paralegals, lawyers, accountants, auditors, so that all the public company requirements for quarterly reports, insider filing, audits, all that done on a very highly professional level. We dot the I's, we cross the T's. So we have that, and that is only costing $2,500 a month. I've made a special deal
Okay.
with our CFO who runs such a company, and normally the cost is $4,000 or $5,000 a month. To actually do all those things for $30,000 a year is very inexpensive. On the exploration side, we're going to spend at least $500,000 in Newfoundland on these two properties, probably $250,000 each. We're going to spend next year $500,000 US, so about 600,000 Canadian. So that's about 1.2 million. And we're going to advance all three of these properties. In addition, one of our directors is an expert in metallurgy, engineering. He's a mining engineer, and he's the ex-head of the University of British Columbia, and he still, is at the mining department at UBC. He helped to build a cutting-edge technology called MineSense, which raised $100 million, and now is helping mining operations improve the economics of their mine by using a cutting-edge technology. Well, Professor Bernard Klein is also an expert in gold mining and gold production. He specializes in that area. And so when we look at properties, he looks at all the metallurgy. He looks at the geology. He looks at any machinery that's going to be used, everything to determine, and the recoverability of gold from the ore or the dirt. And without getting his okay, we're not interested in the property. So we have a person that can assess properties that can actually become mines, or certainly a small mine, even a bigger mine. And we have exploration geologists that can help us with planning exploration programs to find more gold, discover more gold. So I feel we have a great technical team that for Brazil, because of the CBM group that's already down there, because of senior geologists, exploration geologists, engineers. And so that's fantastic. And also in Newfoundland, we have a very good technical team. We're connected to all the senior people, businesses like Gus Bailey, Shoreline Aggregates, that have worked in that area. And they're multi-generational, highly regarded, highly successful. And the manager of our Baie Verte Resources subsidiary is a person called Alex Bailey. He comes from the Gus Bailey family, highly reputable, and he's going to be handling all the exploration. He's going to be handling, getting the drills, doing all that sort of stuff. So we have boots on the ground. We have the technical experts. We feel that Newfoundland is in the early stages of a gold rush, and we're going to push heavily into that. But so that is more, I think, more speculative. It's early, and someone is going to make big discoveries and get a mine. So we have that. But Brazil, we have advanced properties that I believe we could even develop a mid-tier gold producer once we get started. and we're already looking for properties. We're doing due diligence right now on some Brazil properties that could fit our profile for that country.
Okay, I totally understand. So you're like putting the right foundation for the company with the right management, right experts. And so let's say we go a little bit in the future, and let's say now it's going to be a little bit hypothetical, but let's say you would like to, your company would want to expand faster and further. Could we see other private placement for an expansion, or the run rate provided by your 3 projects would be enough?
I didn't quite understand that. Are you saying that could we raise more capital beyond the capital that we're going to have right now to explore our project?
What I'm trying to say is like, when we find gold in these projects and you start the project extraction of gold, would this extraction and the revenue provided from this extraction would be enough for having enough revenue to expand faster? Or if you want to expand faster, we still could see more private placement in the future?
Well, this is very interesting because, you know, Canadians, they love Canada. Newfoundland, they know it's a safe jurisdiction. And so some of my investors go, I'm glad you're in Newfoundland. And others go, well, where the big deals are and the great deals are Brazil. And because it's not doing that well right now, it's a really good timing play to get in there. And we can get deposits. We can start to produce gold. And we are looking for gold resources in the ground and also big blue sky exploration potential. Now, one project that we're kind of looking at, and you know, it would probably cost $2 million to build the plant. And it could throw off $5-6 million a year in profit.
Okay.
Dollars. That's a hypothetical because, you know, obviously Dr. Klein is looking at the metallurgy. We have to look at everything. But we feel confident that our plan and we're going to have the money already to build a plant that will throw off free cash flow. Now, our company, when we raise this money, there's also going to be warrants that are in the money right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure.
For 40 cents, 10 cents, we can raise another $2 or $3 million by just the exercise of the warrants. The stock now is last closed at 60 cents, has been high as 65. And with these developments happening next year and creating value for the company, we're going to maximize the value for our shareholders. So we see a company that, you know, we got about $8 million capitalization right now, but you know, our expectations is to first reach or exceed a $50 million capitalization with the 1 year plan that we have right now, and that will really lay the foundation to build a mid-tier gold company.
And this is very interesting. I would like to jump by real quick. You know, when you're talking for the investor shareholders, and you were talking about the project, the results you're gonna have soon. Could you mention them one more time just to make sure everybody understood? Sorry.
You're asking for what specifically?
Could you say just like one more time when will be the results for the drillings you were saying?
How much we're raising for?
No, sorry. When will be the results? You know, for your projects. To know how much
reserves? Are you asking about reserves?
Results. Sorry.
Like how much is a gold resource? Well, we're looking at one project which has about 500,000 ounces of gold in the ground, but it's based on Brazil standards, not Canadian standards. So we're looking to assess it to see whether we can bring it up to the Canadian standards. And that property has room for growth. It has room to actually build a plant. There's some fairly high grade there, 5-6 grams per ton. And so that's an interesting one. What we're really saying is we're conducting due diligence. We're going to have the money not only to do the work on the Alegre Gold project, the middle arm, and the Black Cat property, but we're going to have unallocated working capital so that we can perhaps make some additional acquisitions and have the money to actually build a small mine or a plant that will throw off profit. So our plan is gold resources in the ground, initially developing a small mine that will throw off positive cash flow. And then we're going to have a lot of work done to see if there's more gold on the ground. We don't look at properties unless they have a 1 million ounce plus potential. The advantage of having cash flow is there's less dilution of your stock, because junior companies, when they run out of money, they have to run to the market to get money. If they can't, they're dead. We don't want to be like that. We want to have cash flow. We want to be making profit, so we can use that money, put it back into the ground to build the company, and not have to go to the market all the time to raise capital.
Okay, perfect. Well, it was very interesting to know, to know more about your company, Brascan, and it was very good, like last words to see like the confidence your company has and to see where your company is heading at. So I wish you a lot of work, and hopefully the results will be positive. And I'm excited to see where your company will be in the future.
Well, thank you. You know, Mark, we have the three key things. We have really good management with technical people. We've got the mineral, which is gold. And we now have certainly at least 50% of the capital that we're raising. And we're going to get the rest done. But we're going to have the money to advance all these projects, and work begins in January on exploration. So we expect some very positive, hopefully, results in the near future. And you know what? The company is going to constantly keep its shareholders informed. The company does a monthly report to shareholders that I write. And the shareholders are looking at the mid and long-term view of this. And that's why the company's trading at 60, 65 cents. People are looking for the future, and not just to get out right now, because they see the potential that Brascan Gold has.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is awesome. Thank you for this last word. And I hope we'll be able to do another interview once you will have the positive results. And
I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yes.